Hey YouTube, how you all doing out there? Hope you're okay. Now, in case you're wondering what I'm doing these readings on, I'm doing them on a cardboard box. A little cardboard box. And on that cardboard box, I've got this beautiful cloth, which is like a sari, which one of my friends gave me. And her dad gave it to her. So it's a very special material that comes from a person who is now in spirit. And I've worn this actually on holiday and in Morocco, and now I'm using it for this sacred work. And this is sacred work, this spiritual work is asking you to link up with your energy while you're watching this reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask our guardian angels for the best information that whoever is watching this can use for their own comfort. Now, I've chosen these stones already, and I had a feeling of blue and green with these, but this one is like a lilac on the other side. So it is a type of lilac, but it's darker on one side and light on the other. It's like two sides of a person. And this one, this green one, see that, is multi-complex, isn't it? This is not straightforward. So if these are people, and this one's a little bit gnarly, it's a little bit bumped and a little bit bruised, this little stone, these represent people. Think about the people in your world. Who does this remind you of for your person and your question? It's got a scar, it's got a deep, one big deep scar that won't ever heal, but it hasn't stopped the rest of the stone from looking good. Okay, so we hide the scars from other people. That one just sitting patiently hiding the scars. And this one is showing its darker side to the world because it doesn't want to let the rest of the world know that it has a lighter side. Okay, who are these people that you know that are like this? 3 people who have all been through the wars. They've all been ravaged in different ways, and they've got ties, things tying them together which cannot be moved. Okay, that's an interesting scenario. Who are these people? If it's you, let me know. Your messenger angels announce the arrival of an inflow of abundance coming your way. The source of all abundance is God, and you at some level had faith that the Creator would supply your needs. Your faith, even if it was small, triggered the abundance that is manifesting for you right now. Keep your faith, as it will ensure a steady flow of support materially, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually and intellectually. A wonderful affirmation to help you stay in the stream of a steady flow of abundance is: I accept good graciously into my life. All of my needs are met abundantly for me now and always. And here's the thing, you have to be able to accept help when it's offered. And I've forgotten to do the angel card. Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear little angel reader watchers. Let's choose a card. Now, usually one gets caught in there. Let's have that. Shall we have the top one that's fallen out, even though half a dozen have fallen out, or not? No. Okay, we're going to choose another one. We're going to choose the one closest to the card. Okay, harmony. Okay, harmony is as good as what did fall out. In case you're wondering, it was the word light. But it didn't feel right for me. Harmony felt right. Harmony. And the one I can't pick up, education. Ooh, okay. So bearing in mind that I'd linked these with these stones that are people at the beginning. There's people in your life that have a level of ignorance about them which is beyond your understanding. And there are people in your life that the only thing that's going to improve anything is one of you trying to bring about some harmony. Okay? Because without harmony, without synchronization of agreement, in how you feel, how can anything improve? But there's going to be abundance of everything that you're hoping for. And it's not that there's not loads of stuff around you already, it's just not the stuff that you want. Because the only reason you would be looking for answers in stuff is if you weren't happy with what you already had, right? So there's an education required here from these people that have had all this weird stuff happen around them. There's ignorance involved, I would say, between two people where they can't see the other person's point of view. And there's one person who's capable or who wants harmony but doesn't want to be the person that has to start because the other person's done something wrong. Now, what's going to happen here is someone has to be the bigger person. They have to be the bigger person and put their own inner emotional beliefs to one side and try and be a person who strives for harmony. Not at their expense, not if it's going to do anything harmful to them or put them in a worse position, but just from the point of view that they want to feel better. Okay, so if you want to feel better yourself, you have to let go of the grievances and the things which you see as non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable, so I'm not negotiating. It can't be moved, it can't be changed, it's done, damage is done, I'm not changing. Okay, and then everybody stays stuck. Everybody stays stuck if they take up their positions. So if you're a person who's taken up a position, write it down on a bit of paper and have a look at what you've written down. Get one of your friends or a close person to you and say, now look at this and be honest with me. Is this a reasonable position to take up? Now, a good friend will tell you yes, even when you're wrong. But a best friend will say, I can see your point of view, but I can also see their point of view, because there are always two ways of looking at things. Okay? Now, their point of view may not be changeable. Your point of view may not be changeable, but there is always common ground. And if there's no common ground, then there's always the opportunity of finding a third ground. So you can have one story being told. Okay, that's what people do. They tell themselves a story about a situation that's happened. And it usually involves pointing the fingers at the other person. And the other person is telling a completely different story and pointing fingers back. But there's a third story. There's a story from point of view of somebody else. So if you're that third person point of view, right, it's like you're going to a judge. Say, for instance, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You're going to a judge. The judge is going to create a third story. The jury is going to create a third story. The jury are like your friends and relatives and anybody you can really help support you in your cause against this other person, right? They're the jury. They're going to offer a fair and unbiased point of view about the situation, which would suggest that the situation and the position you've taken up isn't unfair and it isn't unbiased. And you've taken up a position that is put you at odds with someone else. And the idea of harmony is that you can shift your point of view, you can shift your position, just tiny little small steps, one thought at a time. You don't have to forgive that person. And you don't have to close your eyes to the idea that they could do it again. And you don't have to let it go. But you do have to know that in order to feel better, you have to let go of any old grievances which may no longer be serving you. Okay? So now I'm going to have a little look at this oracle card. I was going to let that one fall out, but then I decided against it. Home sweet home. That is what everyone wants, isn't it? Happy home life. Home sweet home. Make home your sanctuary from the outside world. When people are at home, it needs to be a place they look forward to going to. Okay, home sweet home. What does it say? It says TLC. It says tender loving care. It says support, helping out, nurturing, love, mothering, nesting. It's time to show someone around you that you care. for you to show the nurturing, loving and supporting side of yourself, to give unconditionally without any thought of repayment or gain. And this can come in many ways. The open hand may offer support, strength, advice, nurture, care, love, financial help, whatever it takes, and you are called upon to do whatever needs to be done to make this person or animal feel safe and secure. This may be directed towards someone that is very close to you or someone you have not seen for a very long time. The card may suggest that your mothering instincts have awoken and you are looking to create a nest, but also looking to create harmony in the little world that you inhabit and making harmony in your home. And if you've taken up a position against another person, there's no harmony. Where is the harmony? It's just distress and friction and unpleasantness. And the harmony can begin with you. You can start to create this vortex of harmony around you, no matter what is going on the outside. And other people won't be able to help themselves but to respond to this in a way that says, oh, I appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, and it can help people open the lines of communication to be able to talk, for them to be able to explain their point of view, feel heard, and so that you can respond back. And it just goes those tiny little steps towards healing and making things better. Now I am going to put a tarot card in amongst the pigeons. This is a tarot card. It feels like throwing a cat amongst the pigeons. That's what this feels like here. I'm so sorry, dear YouTubers. We're looking at this and we're loving the spiritual idea, and we know that our guardian angels want what's best for us, and we know how to be bigger people, and we know how to make things better, and we know how to make things work, and we know how to do what's the best thing for our family, our home life. We know, but the reality is sometimes we don't want to, right? Now this little card here is going to be the material answer to where to start, and what do your guardian angels feel you can handle at the moment as a way to put you on a path to achieving this. Okay, I dread this one. I do. I actually dread turning this over and seeing what on earth am I going to be telling you that's got to happen. Whoa, King of Cups. Okay, this is an actual person then. It's even worse. You've got to deal with a person. King of Cups. Now the cups represent emotions and feelings and having strong feelings, but it's a reminder of humanity. It's a reminder that everyone has feelings flowing through them, around them, to them. Some people are carrying baggage that you can't see. So when you look at a person who's very, very damaged, it doesn't matter how evil you think they are. It doesn't matter what bad things you think they've done to you. Even when they've done all that emotional abuse and they've cut you off, they've ghosted you, you felt terrible, they've said hurtful things, but they've done it from a place of pain. Now this reminds me of a typical narcissist, right? Now there's a difference between a narcissist that you are still hurt by and a person who's psychologically damaged and in pain that you have to deal with, that you can help. And you've got to learn to recognise the difference, because otherwise you're just signing up for more of the same abuse, and you don't want that. So you don't want to encourage any abusive relationships or behaviours, and in fact you're well within your rights here to let the person know A, how you feel, and B, that you find their behaviour X, Y and Z. You can say that to a person that you're not in fear of or you're not at risk from. But because this abundance card has come up, I suspect that this is not a person who is a narcissist and you need to be fearful of, but this is a person who's got deep feelings and emotions that they haven't dealt with, that they don't talk about. They just carry it about quietly, like stoically, stiff upper lip, hanging on to their stuff, they are not necessarily going to be open to ever talking about that. Okay, so they're not going to be talking about their feelings. So you may never get to the bottom of what it is that was bothering them. But by being aware that they're feeling things they can't talk about, you can just guide around them. Just guide around them. Just know that you are able to observe and feel and be there with this person and see what happens. And then if you can, just try and listen to whatever's coming out, because there's a whole heap of pain there that if it can be talked about or expressed or let go of, life will get easier for everyone. Thanks for listening, people. It's very kind of you to listen to my little YouTube channel, and if you found any use for that, please do like my channel and subscribe. Thanks. See you soon. Bye 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 bye.